Hi, we're about 40 minutes pre-open, Wednesday 26th of August. Very short video just updating levels and charts. This is from the pre-open today. As you know previously, this big level up here, 2095 on the E-mini S&P that we're looking at here, that was and is still the major controlling price, and we saw multiple value areas printed below that level, which we said was weak price location. And on Thursday last week we had some aggressive selling coming in here. That's the red at bottom. Friday pre-open we mentioned that. Said that momentum, our price oscillator, was negative for all 4 stock index ETFs and has turned lower again. Breadth numbers weakened. During that session again we marked aggressive selling. Now here's the big down day, Monday. This level here, 1870, was the major controlling price before it migrated up to that level. Monday pre-open I said the best support is the previous point of control at 1870, and we did open below that level, but very quickly auctioned back above, and the entire value area was printed above that level. And I said in the pre-open report today, we've seen on Tuesday a higher but narrower value area here, sort of overlapping higher, not particularly impressive. We've seen no significant buying marked, and then we saw a late sell-off back down more impressively to that support where it held, and we've now rallied back up to about this kind of level. And I've said here the first short-term positives that we could see would be significant buying marked above 1870 and a higher, wider value area. That would be another positive, so higher and wider than the previous days, like that. And if we see a value area today printed here somewhere, we'd be looking for a higher one like this. But as I wrote yesterday, with momentum and breadth looking so poor, I'd need to see more than that to consider the long side. So 2 different time frames, everything there in the longer time frame. Okay, so let's look at the minor, the day frame. The very minor half range of this week's low, so just here to here, comes in here somewhere, is 1891, and the very minor point of control, or controlling price, just over 5 days, is at 1889. So we're building a little bit of value here, and we have that half range coming in slightly above it. So in this area here around 1890, so price relative to these levels around 1890 will give an idea of intraday strength, weakness today for short-term traders. Just to remind you, momentum, price oscillator remains negative and down for all 4 stock index ETFs. Breadth numbers are very, very low, and that's the percentage stocks greater than their 50-day moving average. So for the 3 that we follow here, 6%, 10% for NASDAQ, 9% for the Russell 2000. These have historically registered oversold levels, so we may see a bounce here, but only numbers above 50 are supportive for the market, where you would expect higher prices. In the sentiment, my version of the RIDEX assets ratio was lower again at 6.3, so it's quite a bit lower than it was obviously a week ago, and it's the lowest level since October, but at the October low we saw a lower ratio. Okay, so here's the big level for longer term traders down at 1870. This is the E-mini S&P September, and there's the 2 levels that we've just talked about. So this is the first level support here, and this is the big support for longer term. So first one, price around 1890 would be, well, relative to that level would give you an idea of strength weakness. Having a very good rally currently, we're up around 1920. Please make a note of the following levels. I rushed a little bit on the update to the ebook, and although the levels were drawn incorrectly, not all of them were labeled correctly. So 187.80 for the spider. These have not opened yet, so we're looking at data through yesterday on these daily bars. So 187.80 for the spider. That's the big support. Major level to watch on the diamonds is 164.24. Not as important as this controlling price, but this is time support resistance. So let's see where the diamonds open. But 164.24 could be resistance, could be support if we open above it. Again, price relative to this level will give you a good idea of where we are. Similar chart for the Russell. This is the major point of control. We've had this for months and months, this level. So 116 dead on IWM. Qs, the big level here that we found support was at 87 dead. Okay, this is the German DAX. This chart is actually live. That's today's price as we're trading right now, today's bar. The big level is 93.07. That actually is off the daily chart, the major controlling price. So it looks like we've found some support there. And also on the FTSE, another interesting chart. This controlling price based on years of data, 58.70, and we probed below it, and FTSE had a really terrible close on Monday, but it was above that level. Now the way to view it is that, for instance, on this chart, is that if we start seeing time printed down here below these major levels, we are in for a worse time than we thought. So this is major bear market stuff, I think. Currently we're finding support here. Just a quick reminder of the pulse chart. Looks like this. This is the S&P, the spider, the breadth still very red, and has been looking like that since mid-July over here, and the momentum went negative about here, and we had a very poor picture, especially when the spider couldn't break back above its controlling price at 209.92. Okay, that concludes.